Welcome to this new video, aka the second episode of my Wicso. It's been I started this probably a bit less than a month ago anyway, so we're left with this with the Greeks here starting to explore a bit more, Egypt splitting, and this being basically Wicso Dutch, because they were travelers, and the only difference is instead of getting laws, they were just like, yeah, fuck those guys. Mesopotamia is doing things. India is doing things. They don't have a capital yet because they're not developed enough. And yeah, this. So let's start. So I'll first go into Mesopotamia, with explorers from Mesopotamia starting to explore because that's their job, and going along the rivers in the region, and even managing to finally arriving to the Mediterranean. They also start to explore a bit around those lakes. Those freshwater lakes, and start a bit going up into Turkey. Obviously, they're also exploring a bit here. Obviously, those guys are taking advantage of this and will expand. They take over most of the region, basically becoming. I was going to say regional power, but there's kind of no one in the region, so by default they are regional power, because who's going to contest them? The sand, but yeah. So that's a little Mesopotamian Empire, and some can say it's even too big, and well, it is, because the capital is right here. They do expand around the capital, but yeah, it still stretches way too much, and that's why we see a rebellion happening, and they basically broke away. This happens, of course, in 30 years, yes, and so. And basically, so those guys are more linked to activities in the Mediterranean, while those guys are more linked to, first of all, the rivers and kind of the Persian Gulf. Now, in India, those guys are going to expand following the Indus River. I think it's the name. Following that river and exploring a lot around the region, and also expanding into those newly discovered areas, and finally being smart enough to actually make a capital right here. Now let's get back to the Greeks, guys. What are they doing? Boats, because they like boats. So they finally discovered southern Greece, although they didn't manage to link this up because mountains, but yeah, they managed to map out a bit more of Crete and managed to build better boats, arriving in Cyprus as well as some areas of the Anatolian coast, almost linking up with those guys over in Syria over here. Obviously, their low population doesn't allow them to actually take over most of the areas that they discovered, but at least they managed to colonize some of it, so that's fine. You also get a small group of explorers, taking boats from here and going up and arriving around the mouth of the Danube River and settling their own civilization. Going to they're settling their own civilization around the Bruja. I think I pronounced that right. And yeah, their whole deal is that they like the Danube River. So we'll see how that goes. Now into the first civilization in this Wicso. They're going to expand a little bit into the desert, even if it's desert and mountains. At some point, they're going to find the Nile, and they're going to kind of, following it, though not too much, because they're getting far from home. But allows the government to expand a bit and kind of stretch themselves, so they'll stop a bit, because again, their capital is here, not here. Yeah, because got something happened here. Go watch the first episode. Now they're not the only ones to expand, as those guys are also exploring the surroundings, and they seen that they found another lake, so it might be good for fishing, I guess. Yeah, so they're stretching up a bit. And as they're looking kind of nicely, although they don't want to expand too much, as they're kind of, in the, like, their capital is supposed to kind of be in the middle of their territory, so, yeah. Those guys finally build a capital here, and they start expanding, and they finally connect to guys, the south, connecting the whole states between each other, so that's going to be good for trade. Explorers also finally discovered what would have been the northern Swahili coast. So yeah, they discovered the ocean, and they discovered that not only is the water salty here, but like there's fish. So might do something with it, so, or whatever, I don't know. In Europe, the French guys are expanding by, well, not by really much, honestly. They're really just expanding. And, well, obviously, they don't only explore, they also will expand their country directly. So, yeah. Eastern from here, we got a new civilization starting here, around Prussia. So, obviously, it first starts with some randos, not really being civilized, and until at some point they're like, hey guys, let's build something, and they built something. So German civilization or something, I guess. So that's a new civilization. Now those explorers that got lost, they're explorers, so they like exploring, so they go south, following again the Nile. And also, they're also, kind of expanding here. And, well, they took advantage of the fact that there kind of, isn't really any competition, and kind of take over most of the Nile, going down. And until they can't go south, because apparently this was already taken for some reason. They also think that maybe capitals are a thing, and it might be good to have one, so they build one here. So yeah, now all of Africa is almost connected. And technically it is, if you count, the mapped out region. So now you get trades and stuff. So yeah. So those Egyptian guys are going to, because last time they went down here and that didn't went well. So yeah, last time that didn't go well. They tried to go here. That well, yeah, the explorers kind of were like, nope. So there is only one direction to go, and it's well, west. So they go west. They go hard with, like they go far because they get nothing to lose this time. I mean, except for explorers again, and well, this time's actually come back. So that's nice. And they're like, yes. So like you see here, like it's all fertile and all, and like those guys are like, let's go, and they expand into the region, although they kind of stop at some point because it's kind of starting to be hard for communications and things. But yeah, no, they're basically Libyan. They're more Libyan than Egyptians, which yeah, that's cool, I guess. Now we go back to the Greeks. They're also expanding. And yeah, they kind of like, the Italian boat, although like at some point they go up. They go up because it's nice. Now they do find some mountains, so they go around and they stop here. And guess what? Yeah, you remember what happened here? Yeah, with the explorers getting be like, yeah, well, they're doing an Egypt 2.0, I guess you could say. Different. And that's how, so Italy now is now a thing. And, like, I mean, that was like the population right now, as like when they started the expedition, was around like 1,200, and that was like 200 people here. So I mean, there's still a lot of population, but that is still not nice. Now, for some reason, those guys just don't go south, which is good for the Greeks because they preferred the south because it's closer to their homeland anyway. Also, start exploring the Albanian coast a bit because this is a good checkpoint to you go here, then you go here, then you go here, and you go back to the capital. So yeah, that's nice. They also take over like what would be the Dardanelles. I think it's here, right? I hope I'm not saying some bullshit. They get to the other side of Constantinople, and they also take over. Not that they kind of have an increased population compared to when they actually discovered those areas. They can actually colonize them, and yeah, so that's the little Greek Empire thing is actually taking form. Now you got those Syrians over here, so like they don't want to go here because those guys still have the population advantage, so they will expand a bit, but like they mostly try to focus on Anatolia because again they're really reliant on the Mediterranean more than anything. So they'll try to just focus around here, and they'll even land on Cyprus. And the Greeks that were here are kind of like, how about you get out? And the Syrians are like, wait, there are people here, so they just and everything. So the Greeks are kind of mad because they wanted the whole island. And also, yeah, now trades. So now we got the Greece connected to Syria, who is connected to Mesopotamia. So now we get the trade networks going from the Persian Gulf up to Europe. Isn't that nice? And also technically the whole Mediterranean, as now boats are really good enough to go from here up to like the close area. So now there are some trades into the Eastern Mediterranean between Greece, Egypt, kinda, and Syria. So yeah, although they're not good enough to actually like go anywhere here. I guess she was going from here. Let Bez go from here. Like they won't go like into the new territories of Egypt, obviously. Now, we go back to Eastern Europe with those guys who will continue to expand and follow follow the river and follow the Baltic Sea. Yeah, thank you, damn, that took me 2 hours, holy shit. And they managed to explore much of it because for some reason they like exploring, and they expand so much, in fact, that they're probably like basically, you know, it seems big, but like it's more like small settlement here with like barely like 5 people, and yes, they all get wiped out basically. Most of the people die. So because winter. And also wolves, yeah, also wolves. That's yeah, no, bro. So yeah, those guys know see wolves as kind of demons. Yeah, that is definitely not going to backfire any time in the future. Totally not. Nothing's gonna happen. So yeah, no, those guys are scared of wolves, but hey, they mapped out this, so that's cool, I guess. Good for you, man. Good for you. Now, like we said before, now we go, again to those guys, and those guys really want, they're kind of, it's kind of don't know if they prefers the rivers here or the Persian Gulf. So some people are like, you know what, we prefer the Persian Gulf, so we're going to take resources. The government totally said yes and totally won't try to kill us, and we're totally not criminals. And just walk here down and arrive in southern, which should be like southern Persia, and we'll build a civilization here. Because yes. So now we got Persia thing. India is going to expand south, and they're going to explore south, though not too much, because, well, even if they have like they're probably like the fourth most populated state right now. They're not that much higher in technology. Like they're one of the least technological advanced states. Like in terms of population, the number one group that would be number one. Number one, number two, number three, so number four, that will be number five, number six, number seven, number 8, number 9, number 10, and number 11. Yes, are last here in population. They don't have that much people. So Greece is going in Sicily, because obviously now that maps are getting trade, Greece kind of wants to be in Tunisia. They kind of want it because they want to be in the Western Mediterranean before Egypt, because they definitely know that they have the highest navy and they want that to kind of last. So they go in Sicily, although because of their lack of population, they don't manage to take everything. Although they do manage to discover Malta, which they took as soon as they discovered. Now, because of those knowing mountains, they can't expand really much north. So, but what are they gonna do is that they're going to find a loophole. See, here there isn't really that much mountains, so they're just going to actually, explore this. and by proxy, and then by proxy, with help of by proxy, kind of do this. Now, so many explorers kind of died trying to do that, but and now at least you're kind of connected. Bit, and obviously, the Greeks are kind of taking advantage of this because they're finally happy that they can actually expand. I mean, it's still hard, and like now they can actually not get lost. There's the Danubian guys again. So like the Danube River, so they're just going to follow it. And yes, they continue to follow it. And yes, they kind of stop at some point because they realize they don't have a capital yet, and also because these food problems and all that. Now the Syrians over here are going to go south, going to that region that I will not name for political reasons, and also because my advisors advised me to not talk about this. Anyway, Syrians are following the Red Sea, which is making trade possible, even if it's kind of hard because like you kind of like I wouldn't say like it's. I would like this area will kind of compare it to the actual like Congo River, which is like high debits of water, falling in. So don't travel, don't go here. That's really dangerous. But like across like that small area, so that's boosting the economy of the capital of Sudan, I guess you could say, or like a. But yeah, and I think I'm going to end the video here. So hope you enjoyed this Wicso. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This was Ian Paleo Historian. See you next time, I guess.